Three, two, one. We are live. Live with Nailed It Guys. Today it's Nailed It Guys live. Featuring Debbie Allen. She is my favorite, the queen. What is up, everyone? I'm so excited about today's live. If you do not know, first of all, I'm Paul. Hi, everybody. It's Paul. Welcome to Nailed It, guys. Hi, Michelle. Michelle is in the room. Boss! She's gonna be forever. It is Debbie Allen Tribute Day, and I can't wait. So, yes, I'm Paul. It's Nailed It, guys. Hey, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things down below. You know what it is. But today, I'm so excited because, if you do not know, Mattel Toys recently released the Debbie Allen Tribute Barbie, and I had to get it. I had a ballerina Barbie because of the whole what is it, Addams Family 2 movie, because they're like, all I ever wanted was a ballerina Barbie, that whole speech that what's her face does. But so I had that Barbie, but that was just for fun. But this one I had to get because Debbie Allen is the icon. PLN is here. PLN 315. They're gonna live forever. Yep, that's the theme song for everybody today. Hello. So I'm excited to open this doll. Now, if you do not know, I actually did a show. You can see me there with Miss Allen. That picture just popped up. I actually did a show with her that she directed and choreographed called Twist. And I actually have the little CD playing in the background, a little musical. But we did that a few years ago. I'm on this recording. I actually have never listened to it. So this should be fun. Yeah, it was a good show. Anyway, so she directed and choreographed the show, and it was amazing. You're gonna learn how to fly. Ah! And it was so amazing working with her because I actually learned how to dance by watching like Fame, the TV show, and other dance movies like the Chorus Line movie and Fast Forward, my favorite 80s movie. All that dance movies that came out in the 80s, I would watch them and videotape them and like learn the choreography over my shoulder. So technically Debbie Allen taught me how to dance. So when I worked with her, it was like, you taught me how to dance. And I told her the story and it was really cool. Anyway, we'll talk about that more later. But before we open the Barbie from Debbie Allen, I figured we'd do our little opening things for fun. I got Demon Hunters, and I figured we open the other Barbie thing that I had. But let's open our K-pop demon because we opened 5 of them already. And this is number 6. I'm wondering if we're going to get a duplicate. I think well, there's a mirror. Ah, it's a duplicate. I have this one. You know, that's what happens when you get mysteries. I do not have these cards, though. But I do have this Mira. That's who it is, right? But I have her. She's right behind me. I don't know if you can see her right there. Probably not because my head's blocking her. Mira! All right, K-pop Demon Hunters. And then the cards. The cards are really cool because they're kind of like got a little holographic thing going on. But oh, look, of course. Mira. A Zoe. And Rumi. It's the trifecta. Now, okay, guess what I also saw today? In about a month or so, there's going to be a Barbie pre-order for these 3 gals. Yeah, they're doing the K-pop Demon Hunters as Barbies coming out soon. I just saw that today. And, of course, I think I'm going to have to get them because, you know, I'm obsessed. But now Barbie, let's open Barbie. Barbie, let's open Barbie. I wonder what it's going to... Oh, it's the career figurines, right? So last time we got the one, what was she that we got? She was like businesswoman. She was business cash, wearing her little business suit. So what we got? Come here. They were little cute Barbies. Oh, ooh, it's astronaut Barbie. Yes, look at her. She's gonna go to the moon. She's all astronaut-y. Yay, cute. I'm gonna add that to the little mini collection. She can chill out up here for the stream. Meow. Cool. All right, now we get to open the fun Barbie toy. All right. Let's see how we're going to open it. Oh, God. I did not think of how to open this beforehand. Oh, there we go. I thought that was going to be much more difficult. Ah. Ow. Ow. Ooh, it's wrapped in tissue. How cute. Oh, it's got a little picture on there. What's the back of the box? Yes, Miss Debbie Allen. Check that out. All right, dancer, singer, and actress, choreographer, director, and producer. No joke. Because you know she is on Grey's Anatomy. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, she is like the head of the hospital. But she also directs most of the most recent episodes that have been on. I think she's still directing it. Like, for example, that show that I did with her, it was this brand new musical called Twist. And it was basically a musical set in the bootleg era, the 1940s, 30s. Can't remember. And it was Oliver basically set in the bootleg era and stuff in New Orleans. And instead of pickpocketing, the kids were selling underground booze. And Fagin was kind of like the underground booze seller guy. And Nancy character was like the lounge singer in the club, obviously. So it was a really, really fun show. But we did it in Atlanta and then we did it in Pasadena. And you know, it was trying to do that Broadway transfer. It had all the elements together. We had Debbie Allen as the director choreographer. The writer of The Wiz was our book writer, and the music was by Tina Clark, who did like a lot of famous music that you may know. But I can't tell you any of those songs right now. Before she became an internationally acclaimed award-winning actor, singer, dancer, choreographer, director, and producer and author, Debbie Allen grew up in Houston, Texas, with a passion for dance. At the age of 8, she auditioned for the top ballet company, but was denied admission because of racial segregation. Later, she became the first black dancer at the school. She faced the same rejection applying for college, but to this day is so grateful that it landed her as a BFA graduate of Howard University. She made her Broadway debut in 1971 and thus began her prolific, illustrious career. As a multidisciplinary artist, she has received numerous awards in a variety of prestigious categories in the arts and entertainment. Her work has received Broadway and West End's highest recognition for her memorable performances and direction. She served as a member of the President's Committee of the Arts and Humanities and received a coveted star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 2021, Debbie Allen joined the legendary list of Kennedy honorees, and for her lifetime contributions to the performing arts. The crown jewel among her exemplary career may be the Debbie Allen Dance Academy, Dada. A lot of the kids in the show were Dada kids, a lot of the students from the academy, so I know a bunch of them. They're really cool. Now they're all adults. So it's weird. Which she founded in 2001. The nonprofit organization offers dance, theater, training, and performance to enrich the lives of students as young as 4 years old. Debbie Allen turned her passion into a dream that inspires others to follow theirs. Debbie Allen Barbie doll wears an outfit inspired by Allen's choreographer look from the hit series Fame. The off-the-shoulder top, cinched at the waist with a gold belt, purple pants with fringe and leg warmers created a street meets dance movement that is iconic to this day. With her articulated body, she's ready to hit any dance pose. The tribute collection celebrates visionaries whose incredible contributions has helped shape and impact culture. Are you ready for the doll reveal? Bam! Look at her. She's so pretty. Okay, so I actually did research. Oh, it looks like it's really autographed. I wish I can send it to her to sign it for me. Um, this oh, it's so cool. It's so pretty. It's got her little hair. Now, it is designed by Fame. Now, what I did was I did a little research and I found like the pictures that it's inspired by, the photo shoot that it's inspired by. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. You go away. Okay, so that's the doll, right? But check this out, ready? So look, they have the doll in this picture and this picture, right? With that cute little background in the dance room. But this is what it's based on. Ah, see? Hold on. Holding. Move that over a little bit. Yeah. So that is the original photo shoot from Fame, I guess, in the 80s. And that's what the doll's inspired by. Isn't that cute? See, because they have that same background, that yellow and blue background with the bar and everything. But look, here's what's crazy. This picture, obviously, she's at a mirror. There's her reflection, right? But if you look at the other Barbie doll shoot, where's the reflection? Where's the reflection in the mirror? I don't see it. Anyway, this is going to be the nail art I'm going to attempt to do today. I'm going to try to do this kind of yellow blue split background and a doll pose or two. Who knows? It's going to be unhinged. You know how this stream usually goes. We'll try to get it though. But yeah, I thought this original photo shoot, where'd it go? I thought that was cool. Okay. Anyway, that's the doll. It's so pretty. Now I'm gonna not take it out of the box because I want it to stay all pretty. But we're gonna put it off to the side so I can look at it for inspiration. All right, let's get to the rest of the situation we have to get to today. Now, I can't see what's going on, so y'all gonna have to pause for a second. I'll be right back. Because I have this connection here that just came undone. Get back on there, please. I can't see the TV if you're not there. There we go. No, maybe. Yes, maybe. Right now you can listen to Shauna. She's screaming her face off. That is Shauna screaming her face off. She was so good in the show. She was my partner in the show. We played the like Mr. Bumble and what's her face characters from like Oliver. We had different names though, but she sang her face off. She had this gospel number when when Twist, the kid who was playing Oliver, was born. She's singing to her mother. The mother is dying. That's what she just said. And she sings this big old gospel number. I was like, dang, Shauna, you better sing. All right, so I still have on the blood. She's had such an amazing career, right? She's done so many things. That's the thing. I saw Debbie Allen in Sweet Charity on Broadway when she played Charity, and that was like in 90, no, maybe 89, 90, 89, 88, sometime around there. But look, I still have the vampire nails. It held out. But I added a little I don't know if you could see him. There's a little bat in there. See the little bat? Little bat. Magnetic bat guy. And then over here I am wearing oh, this is from PPU, Shake Your Moneymaker. Where is it? From Sweet and Sour Lacquer from last month's PPU. That's what that. And that's just one coat. I put one coat on there. It was great. All right. Now, let us pop this off and get ready for the Manticure. Now, like I said, I want to try to do, let me pop up the picture of the doll because I want to recreate this background with that yellow and blue and a little Marley black floor there. All right. So yeah, I got to work with Debbie Allen. It was so freaking cool. I can't tell you. It was like a dream come true because like, you know, like I said, I learned how to dance by literally watching the TV show Fame and like learning the choreography. So technically she was my dance teacher. And what's crazy is she actually is like that character on Fame. Like the discipline that she had in rehearsal and like how she looked out for her dancers. Like there was one point where in our first week of rehearsals, the choreography in the show was intense. So she a couple of the dancers got like a little bit injured and pulled muscles and crazy like little injuries, and some people had to be icing and wrap things. And so she ended up making them turn off the air conditioner, and this was Atlanta in the middle of the summer. So that rehearsal hall was so freaking hot. But once that happened, there were no more injuries. It was because of that cold room, and they're dancing over and over again, and it was just, yeah, it was really cold in there. But um, it was really amazing to see her working and teaching this choreography, because one of the coolest things she actually did, oh yeah, it was like beyond an honor to have worked with her, and twice too, which was crazy. So the first time, was it the first time or the second time? No, it was the first time. Yeah, the first time I was working with her. Um, what she did, which was amazing, was if there was a dance number in the show, if you were on stage at all in any capacity, like even if you were off on the side clapping and just kind of singing, but you weren't dancing, you were just kind of clapping and singing, and maybe you walked across the stage at some point or whatever, anybody who was in that number in any capacity would have to be at the dance rehearsals for that number, because it would be usually a big company number. um so in act 2 of Twist, there was this big Mardi Gras happening because it was New Orleans and Mardi Gras time. So there was this big, huge Mardi Gras parade. And I got to be the, what do you call it? The like ringleader of the Mardi Gras parade. I have a picture. I'll show you. See if I can find it. And so I was in the number, and actually it was a full like company number. Everybody was in it. Oh, small. Oh, it's a little small. But there's me in their number dancing with the kids. But and that's a rehearsal. That's another character. Where's the other picture I was looking for? That one. Wait, is that the same picture I just showed you? Hold on. Oh yeah, that's it. So yeah, so I was this ringleader guy and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so we were learning this the Grand Marshal, correct? Well, was I the Grand? Yeah, I guess I started the parade. So yeah, I was the Grand Marshal. Anyway, so I we were all there learning the number because, like I said, we all had to be there because we were all in it. Um, and she's teaching the choreography, and everyone is learning the choreography because her philosophy is if you're in the number, you need to know the choreography, even if you're not doing it, so that if there is a point where there is a kick or a turn, you know when that's going to happen. So you're not in the way of the dancers doing it, because the stage is going to be tight. There's going to be a lot going on. You could see in the picture I showed you, there was like big sets and things and people carrying big, puppet things, and it was a crazy number. So we're all learning the dance, and at one point, and the thing is, she teaches dances kind of like she did on the TV show. She's like 5, 6, 7, 8. You're doing it, blah blah blah, and then she's like, no, 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 that's wrong. And then how on the TV show she would kind of call out Leroy and be like, no, everybody watch Leroy because he's doing it right, and blah blah. And then he would do it by himself, and then everybody would be like, oh, okay, yeah, and that's how we do it. And then they'd all like get it, the style and everything. Anyway, we're rehearsing this big old number that she's teaching, this big old Mardi Gras, and it gets to this section, and she stops us. She's like, no, 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 everybody, you're not doing it quite right. Everyone watch Paul. He's the only one doing it right. Watch 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do this like 2 count of 8 section. And she was like, see, yeah, that's it. And like everyone's like, I was like, oh my God, I'm literally living the TV show right now, and I'm Leroy. And it was like the most amazing thing. And she's like, now that's going to be called the Paul from now on. All right. So crazy, long story, still long. It ended up being called the Paul, and it was like this how long was it? It was a pretty long set. It was like 6 counts of 8 or 8 counts of 8 of this big dance section with some of the pickpocket kids, as you saw in that picture. And I was like in the front of it. And it was actually kind of hard. We had this like floor section where we are like switching our arms back and forth on the floor and kicking our leg at the same time. It was like, I was like, "Ooh, this is hard. Why did I do this to myself for 8 times a week?" Anyway, um, so that ended up being the second, and then I ended up being, like I said, in that section of the show, like literally had that featured section with the kids. So, continuing that story, when we finished the show in Atlanta, um, they kind of thought it was going to continue on, but they didn't know where. We had heard rumors about the Broadway or another theater, but nothing happened. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to use you all again," but that really doesn't mean much. Sometimes, you know. So they ended up doing it again in Pasadena and only casting the kids that they had. They ended up recasting all the adults because since they were flying in some of these kids that they wanted, they didn't have the housing for all the adults, and the kids were more important because of all that they were the show, the kids, you know. So they ended up recasting the adults and using local people in Pasadena, California. And at the time, I was living in New York, so that was not going to do me no good. And I was not asked back to the show. How sad is that? But you ask, you said you did it in Pasadena. So what ended up happening is, yes, I did not book it in Pasadena. They ended up casting this other gentleman that was local. I think he was a few years older than me, maybe like 8 to 10 years older than me. I'm not sure. He was about Debbie Allen's age. I know that much. And they're recreating the show as we were doing it, you know? So when they got to the Mardi Gras number, which was like their third week of rehearsal, the guy playing the part was like, "I'm not doing that." And I think he used to be a dancer. Like he was older now and probably retired from actually dancing. But they taught him what he had to do. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And Debbie Allen was like, "Yeah, that's what you have to do. That's the choreography." And he was like, "I'm too old to do that." And she's like, "I'm older than you and I can do it." So he ended up getting let go, and they ended up calling me and asking me if I was available. And I was like, yeah. So I ended up flying out there, and this was like their third week of rehearsal. And they were like, "Okay, welcome to rehearsal. Paul, this is blah, blah, blah." You know, and I knew most of the kids because it was the same kids in the cast. But I didn't know, well, I knew one or two of the adults because they were from California. But then some of the other adults I didn't know, like Tamira Gray from American Idol, who was playing the Nancy part now. So I was like, "Oh my God." Well, like she was like, you know, the build star of the show at that point. And I was like, "Oh, Tamira Gray, I love her." So that was really cool. And then the person that ended up playing opposite me ended up being this actress named Diane Delano, who was in a TV show, the TV show Popular. She played the teacher that was kind of like, you think she's a lesbian, or I think she played a lesbian, or it was like you couldn't tell. It wasn't like really whatever. But she played opposite me, and she was so funny and brilliant. We had such a good time together. And anyway, so it was really cool. And I get there for my first day of rehearsal, and they're like, "Welcome, welcome, blah blah blah." And they're like, "We're running Act One, Paul. It's the same thing you did in Atlanta." And I was like, "That was a year and a half ago." And we ended up just running the show. And they're like, "If you have any questions or need to stop, just, let us know, but try to remember what you can." I was like, "Okay." Can I tell you, I went through that show and I was I hadn't missed a rehearsal from day one. And Miss Allen was like, "It's like you never left." She was, what did she say? She didn't say this. She was like, oh, she's like, you knew your part better than these people who've been doing it for the past 3 weeks. And I was like, thanks. I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. You tell me I'm working with Miss Debbie Allen, I'm going to remember that part. And then later on that week, we're learning we were starting to learn that uh, Mardi Gras number that the other guy didn't want to do. They were continuing to learn it at that point. And they're like, do you remember your feature part? And I was like, yeah. And we ended up doing it. And I got like applause. And they're like, that's why this is called the Paul, the dance captain said. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, it was a good time working that show. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about Miss Allen or anything or about the show, I'll happy to answer them if you want to pop them in the chat. But it was fun because when we went to Pasadena, she's from like Santa Barbara or something like that. I don't remember exactly where, but we were close enough to go to her house for like who was it? It was somebody's birthday party. I think it was her daughter, Vivian Nixon, who was she was in the show too. And it was her birthday and the kid playing Twist. And so they had a birthday party at Miss Allen's house. And it was so cool. We got to see her like Emmy Awards, and she has a dance studio obviously in her house, and her husband is Norm Nixon, the basketball player. So of course there was a basketball court there, and the kids were playing basketball, and the kids were dancing in the dance school, the dance place. It was crazy. And Miss Allen made her famous margaritas, which were very, very, very tipsy. They made you very, very tipsy. So we had a great time. It was like, I mean, it's Debbie Allen, so you're like, oh my god, icon. I'm with an icon right now, but she was just treating us like family. Both productions I did. Because I think she had, was it in Atlanta? I think she had a party in her hotel room at some point. I can't remember. It was the most incredible experience, Valen. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It's life changing, and that's the thing. I've gotten to work with so many incredible artists in my years of doing this theater thing. Like I got to work with Lonnie Price. Do you guys know who Lonnie Price is? He is the guy. He played the nephew of the owner in Dirty Dancing, the owner of Kellerman's. He was the nephew. I forget. He had a couple of lines in that movie that are memorable. I just can't remember them. So I guess they're not that memorable. But I'm ready to ruin this manicure because I can't get this off. There we go. Ugh. I was trying to keep the tooth, but it was too wrapped. It was too wrapped. Anyway, Twist was an amazing experience. We got to do some really cool things. We also got to visit the recording studios where our the ones that our musical director owned, which was really cool. Tina Clark Studios. Yeah, we got to do a lot of fun things. Oh, we had this whole Build a Bear event too. I mean, it was really the kids that went to the event, but a few of us adults tagged along because we're like, we want to go to Build a Bear. Like the kids playing Twist were hosting this whatever event that had there, but we joined them, and which is why that's why I have a Build a Bear in my costume. Okay, our costume designer for the show. First of all, like, look at the costume I got to wear. Hello, it was all like sequins and stuff. Really amazing hat and things. Anyway, it the costume designer was Emilio Sosa from like Project Runway and Broadway now and things. And that was my potlatch costume, which was like the Bumble costume. And I made a little Build a Bear with and they made costumes out of the leftover pieces of my costume. That was so cool. But yeah, so Emilio Sosa was the costume designer, which is so cool to work with. Like the way he built the costumes on us and was like, no, I want to make this unique and I want to make it angular because of the anger from that's coming from your character. So we had this like the apron I was wearing was pointed instead of flat, as you saw in that picture. So it was just really, really cool to see someone of Amelia Sosa's character caliber kind of design, it's just ugh, crazy. Some experiences you just can't forget. You know what's the worst, kind of now that I'm thinking about it, one of the worst things about it was, when was this? This was 2000. Does the picture say the date? Don't they say the dates? 2011. Okay, so 2011, 2012. So 2011 was when we did it in Atlanta. 2012 was when we did it in Pasadena. That's in the summer. Now, what's crazy about this incredible experience, but what's sad at the same time, is that my mom had passed away in 2009. So she had just passed away 3 years ago, and my dad had also passed away at that point. There just wasn't very many family members around, especially the ones that knew my affinity for fame and how I learned to dance. Like my mom gave me notes. So it would have just been so cool if she was around for that experience, because she would have been like, just she would have understood what that meant, in a different way than anybody else would, because she went with it with me. And ow, that is burning. There's a cut on my finger somewhere. Ow. Anyway, so that happened, and coincidentally enough, I didn't meet David until September of 2012, and we had done Twist in Pasadena in the summer of 2012. So we had just finished it, and I didn't know anybody when I was doing it, so I didn't get to share that experience really with anybody, except the castmates, and I got to meet so many cool people. But yeah, it was pretty incredible. And the other crazy thing was, like, the stories that come with doing this show are just, they're never ending. Like, I have stories the whole stream. Don't you fret. No matter how long we go for. Because doing the show in Pasadena, maybe I'll show you pictures while we're drying, while layers are drying. That's a good idea. But when we were doing the show in Pasadena, oh, sorry to hear about your mom. You couldn't be so sorry. My mom couldn't be there to see, but she was certainly. Oh gosh, she got me that job. I'm like certain she got me all those jobs that year, because, like, she had passed in, like, it was the day before New Year's Eve of 2008, right? Yeah, or 2009 into 10. It's very confusing when it's on the New Year's. I think it was 2009 going into 2010. And so in 2010, I had to find a place to live and pack her house and do all the things. That took a few months. So I didn't really work that year until the end of the year in October, when I did Annie at the Fulton theater. And that was cool, because the way that ended up coming about was the director I had worked with before, or had I worked with? Yeah, I had worked with him before. Yeah, we did Wizard of Oz and stuff. He he they had somebody in that part, because I didn't audition for it, because I didn't go to very many auditions because of everything that was going on. So I had an audition for the show, but since I worked with him, they needed someone to play the butler, Drake. And he ended up just calling me, because the person that played it couldn't do it for some reason. I don't know why. And so I ended up coming in and getting to play Drake at the end of that year. And then after that, I think my mom helped me get I just kept booking things back to back after that continuously. And that had to have been mom looking down, sending all that good mojo, giving me all those notes. But yeah, it's been crazy. So yeah, I did a couple of shows. That was 2010. At the end of 2010, I had done Annie. Then 2011, I booked a whole bunch of things. I was working. I can't remember everything. It was like Singing in the Rain at good speed, and it's a blur at this point. But a bunch of shows, and the final one of the last couples before I met David was Twist. With Debbie Allen in 2011 and 12. Yeah, right then and there. So yeah, it would have been cool to have some more people around that knew the whole fame situation. But it's okay. I still had the experience, and it was unforgettable, and I get to share it with you guys today, so that's kind of fun. Now, how am I going to get this all off of there? You're being annoying. Near, near, near. But yeah, Pasadena was, I mean, Atlanta was amazing. Atlanta was the first time we did the show, so it came with all the things of Atlanta was cool because it was like, okay, I'm doing this show with Debbie Allen. That was like amazing thing number one. Two, it was an original musical. It hadn't been done yet. There had been some readings of it, but nothing serious and nothing with like a full cast. So it was the first time it was really being mounted anywhere. So I was originating this role, which was really cool. And I had a little vocal solo and stuff, and obviously that little dance solo. So that was really cool. It was in the Alliance Theater in Atlanta, which I don't know if anybody's ever been to the Alliance Theater. It's a gorgeous theater. The museum is right next to it. So we got to go to the museum and we had free passes there. Um, yeah, so that was just incredible. And the show was amazing. It was well received. People enjoyed it. Got to see that process, of building a show from scratch. With scene changes coming, music changes coming, and things. I'm so glad you were in Atlanta. Oh, I was in Atlanta but never got to see you come back. I wish I could. Well, I've been in Atlanta for a couple of times. Um, I didn't know you were from Atlanta. Alliance Theater's right down the street from you. Well, did you see Twist in 2011? Where were you in 2011, boss? We were there doing the show. I also did at City Springs, Atlanta, which is close, or not Atlanta, in Georgia. City Springs City Center is where I did In the Heights in 2022, 23. So I was there in 2023 doing In the Heights. Did you see that? Although I didn't do the full run. I couldn't do the last weekend because I got booked. 2011, you had no idea where you were. Ooh, okay. That tells me all I need to know. But yeah, Lions Theater, it was awesome. I'd love to work there again. Are you kidding? If I'm there, I'm like gonna tell you right away if I get to work there again. Yeah, Alliance was cool. But then Pasadena, forget it. Pasadena was stupid. Because all the things happen in Pasadena. First, Tamira Gray, like I was saying, was the lead of the show. Okay, first off, I'm going to use the Glitter Unique Lift Off Base Coat, which is their peeling base coat, and then I can show pictures and while this dries. So the crazy thing about Pasadena was Tamira Gray was the lead, and so that was cool, just meeting her and stuff. But with that, and the show now having played Alliance Theater in Atlanta, which, if you know Alliance Theater, there have been a few Broadway shows like The Prom. I think Water for Elephants was another one. They all played the Alliance Theater and then went to Broadway, so that's why we thought Twist might be going to Broadway. But then, no Broadway. They wanted revisions and stuff, so we did Pasadena Playhouse, which is another theater that is known for shows transferring to Broadway afterwards, like Sister Act and Finding Neverland. I'm sure there were others. I can't remember the posters I saw down there. So, we were all like, okay, this show is, we going to be going to Broadway. Miss Allen's directing. All the things are happening. We're in these Broadway pre-Broadway theaters. It was all very, very exciting. And now at this point, since I was in the Atlanta company and then asked back to the Pasadena company, I'm like, okay, at this point, if I'm not asked to be in the Broadway show, they're getting named people, and maybe I'd be in the ensemble and understudy my track, which was totally fine for a Broadway debut, but sometimes when things transfer to Broadway, they want people who have those Broadway credits and Broadway names. And I was ready for that, but I would have been like, y'all casted me in this bigger ensemble you're gonna need, right? Because whoever name you're gonna cast ain't gonna be able to do that dance solo. You're gonna want me to be that part. Anyway, um, so you know, the whole time in Pasadena during rehearsals, it's just that anticipation of like, is this gonna transfer? And everybody was excited. And then great. No, Pasadena is stupid. No, Pasadena is stupid. I'm telling you, because like I said, all these things. You're thinking we're gonna go to the Broadway, and like I said, Tamira Gray is playing the lead. So we're thinking, okay, now it's got a name person who's gonna be the star for the Broadway transfer. Okay, this is all looking good. Um, and then things were happening like we were in previews and they wouldn't tell us when critics were coming. Obviously they don't have to, whatever. But I guess they were coming throughout, or they were like certain groups of people coming throughout previews, and we got this whole thing happened where they had to the ending of the show is okay. Now it's gonna get confusing. I told you it was story time today. So in the show, if you know Oliver, at the end, Bill Sykes kills Nancy, right? Yeah, Bill Sykes kills Nancy and Oliver. Bill Sykes is kind of like the bad guy, her boyfriend. But then you've got Fagin and the kind of like pickpocket kids, right? That Oliver's kind of part of that little gang. And in this version, since it's a different version, set in a different time period, the Fagin character and the Bill Sykes character were combined into the same person. So, Nancy, the lounge singer in the underground club, is dating uh what is his name? I can't remember that character's name. This is years ago, y'all. This is over 10 years ago. So Bill was no Bill Sykes is the one in the thing. What is his name? Anyway, the bad guy in the show was Fagin and Bill Sykes. So he was running the Underground Kids, but he was also the abusive kind of boyfriend of Nancy. So in our show, she's trying to protect Oliver, the twist character, and he kills her at the end, and takes him, and you kind of don't know what's going to happen. So people didn't like that. And since it was Tamira Gray playing the lead, and you kind of have, your heart is connected with this lead character and she dies, people are like, no, 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 y'all gotta have to change this. So we're in previews doing the version of the show where she gets killed, but then at the same time, we were rehearsing a whole different last 20 pages of script that changed, maybe last 10 pages, 15 pages, 10 to 15 pages of script, changing the ending completely so that there's some kind of fight, and the Fagin Bill Sykes character ends up dying, and the Tamira Gray Nancy character ends up living. So imagine relearning that, and with that there was another song added, a whole new finale added. So we had to learn a whole new music, whole new staging, whole new choreography, because it was like there was another whole company number added, all while performing at night the original ending during our 3-week preview. And then I think the third week of previews is when we finally added in the new section, because we had to tech it all the week before. It was crazy, but it was the most amazing learning experience, seeing how all the departments work together in those 3 weeks, changing things. Because with the change of the ending came a couple of changes of costumes because she couldn't die and fall off the bridge in the costume she was wearing. So, like, just a whole bunch of things that went along with it. Changing of lighting, changing of set location, like just a whole bunch of it was crazy. But like I said, the most amazing experience. All right, let me find the things I was going to talk to you about. All right, where is. We're letting that dry. All right, I need to find. Oh, they're down here. Where are the collections? They updated the iPhone. I don't know where any of the albums are anymore. Albums? What have you got? Not videos, not portraits, featured, no. Trips, no. What did they do? No. Huh. Anybody know how they did the new iPhone thing? It was confusing. People and pets? That's weird. That ain't gonna do me no good. Oh, wait, can I search? No. What did they do to my phone? What did they do to my phone? So sad. Do, 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 do. Featured? No. Well, maybe. No. Kinda? No. Maybe. Those are all weird. Eh. Oh, there we are. Albums. Oh, no. Now I gotta find the album. Where's that gonna be? Hmm. Anybody know where my albums are? I don't know how these work. I haven't seen most of these pictures in forever. Guys and Dolls, Saigon, Wizard of Oz, Billy Elliot, Young Frankenstein, Saigon, Billy Elliot, Grinch. AEA shows? Where they are? No. I feel like all my pictures are gone. It's like they updated and they're all like different or something. Huh. Anyway, I was trying to show you some pictures. I was hoping I could find them. My hand's still drying anyway, so let it dry. Well, let's listen to this song. What's next? What's next on the soundtrack? I think this recording is a live recording from Atlanta. He's ready. Where are these pictures? It's weird because I found them earlier. All right, time for a deep dive. I got the search button. Wait. So, how is everybody doing tonight, by the way? Is everyone having a good weekend? Because my weekend is going okay. I mean, my car, as you have known, is dead and gone. So that's kind of sad. Oh, wait. Is this what I wanted? No, kind of. So, yeah, my car died on Wednesday, which is why there was such a. That's why I couldn't do the live the other day. It died, so I'm gonna buy, I think, a new car because, well, not a new car, but a used car because I need something to drive, and I think that'll be my best bet. St. Louis? Well, what's going on? Yeah, it was ready to happen. I knew it was coming. It was sad. It was sad. Where are the pictures I want to see? I don't know what they did with my phone. Nothing is where I want it to be. Fountain? No. Meh. Sad. Let me see if I have it in the Insta. Wait, let me do another coat of peel off base so that can dry. Yours is just begging for you to help. Oh, your car. What kind of car I want to get? Well, that's the thing. I know nothing about cars. Like, nothing. If y'all were like, my friends thankfully know a lot about cars and they talk about cars sometimes. And she's my friend's like, oh, I got the new Mazda, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, that Mazda, okay, I don't know what that means. Toyota, Ford, like I know I've heard names, but I don't know anything about the differences between them. I wouldn't be able to look at a car and tell you, oh yeah, that's a this, that's a that, unless it has like the name clearly written on it. So, as far as cars, all I want is something that runs. That's all. Something that'll get me from point A to B. I've been driving with a really bad transmission for probably about a year and a half, I'd say, at this point. Because I believe someone that I left it with over the holiday this past year ran it down pretty badly. So when I got it back in March or April, I knew it was going to be going soon. I was hoping it would last until next year, the beginning of next year at least, but she got me to about halfway where I needed to go on Wednesday and said, "You're done. Thank you. I'm done. Tired." I was like, "Boo! Just a few more months." Because I had my whole injury thing happen, and I guess I'm due some money from the whole situation, and it's not very much. It's only like a little bit, but I was going to use it to get my stuff down from storage and just to have like a little cushion, but and to fix the car. But the car is not fixable for the amount of money that I'm going to get. So I'm going to try to get a used car. All right, let's see if I can find these pictures. Because I wanted to show you pictures from Atlanta because not Atlanta, Pasadena, because the Pasadena thing, the things that happened in Pasadena, y'all, when I say it was stupid, it was stupid. So in Pasadena, first of all, Miss Allen, like I said, lives in somewhere California that's close to Pasadena, and they Miss Allen kind of knows a lot of people because she's kind of famous and stuff. And we were rehearsing Act Two at some point. We weren't in costume yet, so we were just like adjusting to the stage. So it wasn't really like we weren't fully like the show was still a few weeks away, or like 2 weeks away at that point. And we were working on stage, and me and Diane, who was playing opposite me, were backstage getting ready to come on for Act Two. She was playing a judge, and I was playing the bailiff. So we were getting ready to come on for the top of Act Two, and all of a sudden we hear this voice in the audience, and we're like, she looks at me and she's like, "Is that who I think it is?" And I'm like, "Who do you think that is?" And she's like, "That sounds like Denzel Washington." And I was like, "No, no, it's not. It's not." We're like, wait, hold on. And we're like both quiet and we're listening, and she's Miss Allen's talking to him, and we hear his voice, and we're like, "That's him. That's Denzel Washington. What the hell is Denzel Washington?" And then she pauses rehearsal for a second. She's like, "Everyone, come out. I want you to meet someone." It was Denzel Washington sitting in the audience watching rehearsal, and she was like, "This is Mr. Washington." It was just crazy. And so evidently he was taking out the Fagin bad guy character and the kid playing Twist. He was gonna take them out to lunch to give them like acting tips and stuff. How incredibly crazy is that? just just Icon coming in just to say hi. What's up? I wonder if did I even? Yeah, I had to. So yeah, so it was just one of those crazy things that there were celebrities all the time, and when the show opened, there were constantly celebrities seeing the show. So that was like really crazy. And what I was going to show you was some pictures of some of the celebrities that actually came to see the show, but I don't know where the pictures are. I could have sworn I posted them on Instagram, you would think, but maybe I didn't. Hmm. I know I did a few of them. Maybe not all of them. Wait, I think I've gone too far. No. All right, we're going to have to look on the next drawing section. I'm not seeing the Alliance was that was Alliance Theater. Then no. Yeah. All right, we're going to have to look again. The next drawing section. How cool is that being given acting lessons? Like, right? Ugh, I wish I was the like one of those two. It was just the two of them that got to go, but still, that's so cool. All right, peel lift. Wait, oops, y'all. I done been putting the wrong thing on my hands. We already got base coat on. It's not a peel off base though. All right, let's see if we do this peel off. Anyway, I honestly don't remember which layer this is. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I don't know anymore. Things are getting mad. Things are getting crazy. But let's talk about some of these colors. I'm planning on using these two colors for the background wall. These are from Cracked. It's Instant Mood Booster and Fresh Pedicure. I thought that would be cool for that background yellow and blue that's in the mirror that's not a mirror in this picture. Now, I don't know if I just did a third layer of peel off base or two layers of base coat and a one layer of peel off. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But that's what we're doing. All right, and then I wanted to do I think so I think I'm going to do like oh, we got to cut the nails. Y'all, I'm not paying attention. Got to even these out. I don't want claws. Oh well. Ow. I kind of do want to try this whole like what is it? Is it square look when it's just flat? Is it just square? Because coffin is when it kind of tapers, right? I don't want coffin. Ugh. Who is paying attention to the stream? Y'all are supposed to tell me and remind me these things. I'm busy chit chatting away, not paying attention. Bye, long nails. That was fun while it lasted, but not too fun. Ugh, it's gonna be nice to be able to open some cans again with both hands. Ooh. little bit more over here. Flatten it out. Oh, such a relief. I was thinking of leaving this one a little longer, but no. You got to go. Oh, it'll be so nice to not poke myself too. Like I go to like do something like like that, and I'm like, ow, that's sharp. Ow. Ooh. So short. All right. So some of the pictures I want to show you, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna find them. We have lots of layers to dry. Yeah. So some of the people that came to the show were all right, and you tell me whether you know these people or not. Well, first of all, I gotta remember their names. One of them was Amber Riley. Do you know who Amber Riley is? She's not one of the like super famous people that came, but she was one of them. People know. Mind you, this was 2011, so her TV show was still on the TV at the time. Anybody? Anybody? Amber Riley? Amber Riley? Do we know? I'll give you a hint. One of her co-stars, who she may not have been the biggest fan of, is currently in a Broadway show about chess. Ooh. Not familiar with her. You were wondering why I think, well, because I just took off those fangs and I forgot I wanted to cut them short. Amber Riley was in Glee, the TV show, with Leah Michelle, who is in chess right now on Broadway. But yeah, Amber Riley came to the show. Jordan Sparks, I think, came to the show. Dionne Warwick came to the show. Kristen Chenoweth came to the show. Stevie Wonder came to the show. Yeah, so those are just a couple of the people that would show up every other day or so. Do you know any of those other people I mentioned? A few of those other ones are kind of well known, so I'm sure you knew a couple of those. Yes, cracked glass file. I mean, the file isn't cracked, but the brand is cracked glass file. Yeah, so I hope I can find those pictures because it would be nice to be able to show you. Name dropping stuff. Ow. You know, I really don't know how to shape nails. I don't think you're supposed to go back and forth like this. But what do I know? I was never trained. I don't know. That looks close. It feels a little long. Ooh, cool. Lots of celebrities. So many celebrities. There was one point where uh Farrah Khan came to the show, and that was a little weird because when he came to the show, there was a lot of armed men around the theater, and it was very strange to have to walk backstage and pass them and them look at you like you just, and then they see your pass and they realize you're in the show, and they still look at you like, I'm like, hey, I'm just here to work. I'm just here to do my job. And they were all up in the balcony too. It was crazy. Isn't Felicia? Oh yeah, she came to the show too. You are right. Felicia came to the show. She was very sweet. She also did she go? Was she at the birthday party? She might have been at the birthday party. I can't remember. Ow! My hand is cramping. If I just go quick, will it go faster if I just do this? Why is it so long? Yeah, so Felicia was there. Obviously, we met Norm Nixon, her husband, the basketball player. There was a couple of other basketball players I met too, but I'm not sports ball, so I really didn't know who they were. Sorry. Who else? I'm gonna find those pictures. I know I have them because I recently saw them in my phone. That's why I'm mad. Because I can't. I feel like the phone updated and changed the location of these pictures. Stupid phone. Ow! Ow! Cramp! Ow! 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 Okay. So, another Oh, I don't remember his name. Wait, what was his name? One of the other people in the show, the guy that played that bad guy, the Fagin bad guy character, he, this was also another thing that happened in Pasadena, which was crazy. He ended up being on the first season of The X Factor. Matthew. 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 Something. His name was Matthew. He was on the first season of The X Factor. And what was crazy was he booked it while we were doing the show in Pasadena. So I don't, was it even on? I didn't see the X Factor, so I don't even know if it was on it. But we filmed this whole thing where he was like told about getting the X Factor and was like doing the show and left and was leaving. We were all waving bye and saying good luck as he goes on the show. And um, yeah, he was just going on the show right after we were, you know, doing ours. I don't know how he did. I ended up not seeing it. Wasn't into those kind of X Factor. I mean, I was into American Idol the first season, and that was when Tamira Gray was on. But she came in fourth, and that made me mad. So I never watched again. I boycotted it. Still do. Yeah, I haven't really seen any American Idols. Yeah. All right, that's gonna have to do. You'll do. All right, let me put this Get a Grip base coat, the sticky base on. Oh wait, I didn't do my thumb. Go faster, shorter, faster, stronger, shorter, faster, stronger, better. Get a grip base coat from Glitter Unique. It's a sticky base coat. Oh, another thing that happened in Pasadena. This was a fun story. We were in previews at this point, and there was a point in the show. It was right in the first, like, well, there was a big opening number, a big opening tap number, like a vaudeville type number, and then it went into, it's kind of like showing how Twist, that all of her characters' parents met, and she's the mom is pregnant with Twist, and you kind of meet those characters, and they end up getting separated because she's white and he's black, and back then, that wasn't allowed to be a thing. So she ends up going to the orphanage and dying and having the baby on the front stoop, which ends up being the Oliver character, who is, mixed race. So that's why the Bumble character, my character, kind of makes fun of him and beats up on him because he's like, ugh, you're not this or that. You're just mixed and nobody likes mulatto children. It's just very mean and just horrible, was my character. Um, so that's what was I talking about? That's how the show started. Anyway, I had a reason for saying that. Oh, so when the kid is dropped off at the orphanage, the way that sequence happened, like the father and mother are separated somehow, and then up from the stage, at the corner of the stage, like if I'm the audience over here, this way, this corner of the stage, the orphanage door came up out of the stage, and then the whole scene happened. They go into the door, and the door goes back down into the stage. Fancy sets and stuff like that. Anyways, we are in like this is like the third or fourth preview. Is right towards the beginning, and the way that mechanism worked was there was the stage, and the stage would open, like it dropped and opened, and then the door would come up from underneath. So it dropped but didn't open, and the door kept going. So the door went up, and then the stage, since it didn't open, it kind of pushed the stage up and broke the stage. So we ended up having to hold the show because the stage was now ripped up off the floor. And Miss Allen, icon that she is, comes up on stage and proceeds to entertain the audience for about 20 or 30 minutes while they fix the stage. And we are all listening in the dressing rooms to her, just like she's singing fame. She's like, y'all, this is why you come to previews. It's live theater. You don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. And she started telling stories, and just, it was incredible. Then they fixed that stage. We didn't use the door. They fixed the stage, and we just did the show because that door wasn't used again the whole show. And they ended up fixing it for the next performance, really. But it was just like that temporary fix for the show. But what a crazy experience! All right, this is drying, so let's check the pictures. All right, I'm gonna take these off real quick so I can get real in here. Recent days. No. All right. Wait. Maybe. No. Oh, so close. That was red carpet, but that was just with the kids. Eh, nope. This is weird the way they separate all the pictures now on your phone. I guess y'all probably know more than I do. I don't look at my pictures really, except the ones I just take. Hmm. Hmm. Nope. Who's that? I hear a kitty somewhere. Nope. Videos, selfies, live photos. Hmm. Where I looked before. Do, do, do. Wait, I can't see what's going on. Okay, wait, no, wait. Why do you forsake me? Oh, photos from many years ago. Oh, there's Billy Elliot pictures. That's not going to do me no good. 12, 13, 11. I also feel like a lot of my pictures are disappearing off my phone. Like they're not saved properly, which is kind of sad. I should probably do something about that. Put them on some kind of drive or something. See, I'm not very computer literate, obviously, as y'all know and seen. Hi, kitty. What's up? I hear you. What are you doing? Boop, 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 boop. I thought I had a whole folder just dedicated to Twist, but it is not on here anymore. So sad, so sad. Where is my thing? Alright, maybe. Ah, one other place I can look is my Facebook photos. I'm pretty sure at the time, did I have Instagram? I don't think I had Instagram yet, which might be why they're not on there. But I did have the Fache book. So where are the photos in the Fache book? Because that's where they'll be. I'll have to do some scrolling. All right, you go here and scroll. Oh, wait, that's not all the photos. Where are all the photos? Did they delete all the photos on Facebook too? Oh, that's sad. Oh, so sad. No. Oh well. All right, we'll have to look again later. Let's paint the blue and yellows. So I'm going to do these three blue, this one yellow, so it looks like that corner of the room, and then the Marley floor angle thing. I don't know. We're going to figure this out as we go along. Y'all know how I do. I don't know what I'm doing. You need to add your cracked polish to your you need to add to your cracked polish collection. If you shop during the Black Friday sale, which polishes do I recommend? Ooh, all of them. Well, what colors do you like? Because I mean, they're all so good, and there's new stuff coming out, like the Black Friday stuff. I haven't even looked at yet because it's right over here. They're still in the box. I'm not allowed to look at them yet. But I mean, these two colors are. I mean, do you want cream? They're really good with creams. You only own one cracked polish. Which one do you have? And what kind of like formulas do you like and stuff? Cause the jellies are good, the creams are good, and I feel like the really like specialty crazy like finishes, you'll find more of them on like PPU and Little Box of Horrors and HHC and all that stuff. All right. But you know, the formulas are just banger across the board on the cracked polish. I feel like the colors are also kind of unique in their color stories in within the collections, which I like too. She does greens very well. I know that. The greens and the purples are always really pretty. And of course, you can use Paul 10. I think they will stack on Black Friday. I'm not sure. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It doesn't hurt to try, right? Get an additional little 10% off. You love them all, but you have the tiger eye polish she put out in HHC, which is a green magnetic, and you were really drawn to their Italian cream. Oh, the Italian cream collection, that's a good one too. The I did a swatch and review of that one if you want to see them. Those colors were pretty. It has like those kind of terracotta colors and that really like vibrant blue. Super pretty. I mean, look at this one. This one I like. This is I'm a fan of this corn what is this one called? Instant mood booster. I mean, yes. My mood is boosted. Look how pretty. It's so bright and colorful and kind of like the picture. Yes, you fell in love with the review. Oh, thank you. The terracotta polish would be yours. Yes, terracotta. But yeah, all of like the new recent ones that came out are cool too. Wait, which was the one? Oh, that one. Like this one, this flaky. It's kind of like a topper. What? Pile of leaves? Yes, it is. But it has like little pops of purple in there. Oh, so pretty. What other one? Where's another one that I was like, what? The corn one, if you want gold. Like, I mean, come on. That's yellow. There ain't no green. There ain't no green in there. It's yellow. The yellow. It was all yellow. And they have like new cuticle oil and all the base coats, top coats, and stuff that are really good too. All right, second coat. Wait, what am I gonna do with my thumb? I was thinking of doing like the Fame logo on there, but I think that'll be way beyond my skill. So we'll just make it yellow to continue the backdrop. Pew, 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 pew. Look how pretty that is. That's just pretty by itself right there. Like, I'm just gonna do a manicure with two colors. You're on a budget, so you want to focus on a few beauties. Smart. I'm on such a budget, I couldn't even get PPU this month. There was only like two I was looking at, but I was like, you know what? Gotta save the cash. I have no car. So, gotta work on that situation. Meow, meow, meow. All right, we gotta do second coats. Second coats. Wait, but while that's drying, one more searchy search. I literally saw these pictures like 3 days ago before the stream. That's why it's so annoying. I hate you. Those are duplicates. I don't think they'll be in duplicates. Don't think they'll be in favorites. No. Oh, you make me sad. In the lives. No. The lives photos were a thing. I mean, can I go up to the very top? What happens if I go all the way up to the top of my wait, hold on. Do 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 do. No, wait, no, this way. Did I get those after? So, hmm. Wait, wait. in such a weird order. All right, well, there's a few of them here. Okay, so trying to see if they're all here. All right, so here's one. Here's the Amber Riley that nobody knows. Where'd she go? There's Miss Amber Riley from the Glee. Yay. Oh, I can put these on now, finally. You're skipping PBU this month, too. You took advantage of Lynn B Design sale this weekend. Smart. She's offering 50% off now through. Ooh. Nope, nope, gotta stay away. I also wanted the stamping plate from PPU, but you know. Then this is the guy. He was in Reno 911. Remember him? He's been in other things too. So funny. He came to the show. Can't remember his name. I can't remember half these people's names, y'all. Oh, Clavant Derricks was in the show with me. I don't know if y'all know who Clavant Derricks is. Do you remember the TV show Sliders with Jerry O'Connell? He was in that. And he was brilliant. And he is the sweetest, most amazing man you'll ever meet. Such a good guy. Who else came to the play? Meow meow. This is when we went to Disney. We all went to Disney. This is me and Diane. She was the one from Popular, the TV show Popular that was Miss Bliss. She was hysterical. We had so much fun together. Our little characters were like just stupid. We were so stupid. Um, who else came? That's Norm Nixon. That's Debbie's husband, basketball player, I think. I'm pretty sure that was him. Y'all think I'm crazy. Oh. All right. Then we have. Y'all are going to get a kick out of this one. This one is really funny to me because this is the tiniest person I think I'd ever done met in my entire life. And when you look at her in this picture with me, it looks like I don't know. It looks like she's just a floating head. She is so teeny tiny. Miss Kristen Chenoweth. She was so tiny. She was there with her boyfriend at the time. That was funny. You know which guy? Oh, and this guy came. He came to Atlanta, Mr. Adam Lambert. Oh, you never saw Sliders? You know that man. You know that woman. See, you know people. They're all these celebrities. Then Adam. That was Adam. What's his face? There's Tamira Gray in the show with the kid playing Twist. Tamira, she was so good. See, she was being all sultry. Her with the bad guy. That's Matthew. Matthew Johnson. That was his name. Matthew Johnson. You love Adam Lambert. He was cool when he came to see the show. I don't know if I have the picture with her, but she came to what's her face? Um uh Raven. Raven Simone. She came to see the show in Atlanta because her cousin Dougie was in the show, so she came to see Dougie. What else? That was the event. Here's me and Tamira at the opening night party. She was so pretty. She was so sweet. Love her. Um. Oh, this is the picture I was gonna shoot. Oh, her boyfriend's in the background of this, or her boyfriend at the time. I don't know who this guy was. I don't know if they're still together, but that's who she was dating at the time. But look at how tiny Miss Kristen Chenoweth. She's so. She's like an eighth of my body. She did that on purpose. She's like, let me turn and just put my head here so that I disappear and this man looks huge. I mean, I am huge, but she's so tiny. I'm like, Kristen, why? Why you do me dirty like that? There were other celebrities too. I feel like those pictures maybe disappeared. Wait. Um, oh, those were other cast members. Other kid in the show. These were just other celebrities that came to the show. Oh, this was I almost forgot, which is crazy that I almost forgot. Um, one of the other there's this guy, uh, Jason Gra. I don't know if you know him. He's been in TV shows and Broadway stuff. Where is this one? Oh, there's Felicia. Me and Felicia Rashad, Debbie's sister, Miss Allen's sister, Justin Timberlake. That wasn't Justin Timberlake. He didn't come see the show. She wasn't dating Justin Timberlake either. Then that was our coach. This one was a special person to have met. That I don't know if you can see. It's Ben Vereen. I was just like, oh my god, it's Ben Vereen. He can't. So cool, so cool. And this is Harold Wheeler. He was our music supervisor and arranger. He was like Dancing with the Stars guy. He did those for a while too. I don't know if he still does it, but yeah, the show was really cool though. It was a pretty show. It was fun. Oh wait, here's some more people. Wait, who's this? That is. Oh, that's a girl from the show. Anyway, all right. So those were some of the fun celebrities I got to see. It was cool. Oh yeah, wait, I forgot this one. This was a biggie. Mr. Stevie Wonder. So crazy. He came to see the show, and Diane, crazy Diane. Is there a picture of her there? Diane was my partner. Oh, and there's what's her face? The singer, Dionne Warwick. That's Kyle. He was in the show with us. Um, and I grabbed this picture of him as she was leaving because she wanted a picture, but I didn't get a picture with her, but it was really cool. So yeah, so Diane, who like I said played that crazy character with me, she she went up to Stevie Wonder after the show because he was there. He came down backstage. So where is it? So like he was with everybody kind of backstage. Everyone was getting pictures with him and talking with him and all that stuff. And Diane comes up to him and she was like, Mr. Wonder, it's such an honor to meet you. You know who I am, right? I was the most prettiest one on stage. And he pulls down his sunglasses and looks at her and goes, yes, you were. It was just hysterical. I'm like, oh, I love that man. Yeah, it was a pretty amazing experience back in 2011 and 12. And it's crazy because the way it all happened, like the way I got cast was because at the time when auditions would happen, when there were union auditions happening, you could volunteer to help run the auditions as a monitor. You had to be trained. It was a volunteer thing, and I did that for like years. In between shows, when I'd come back, I'd volunteer to run auditions. And what I would do, since I lived up in Westchester County, and it was like a bit of a hike to get down to the city. Um, and it cost a little bit of money, but for volunteering to run auditions, you got paid like $50 for the day, which wasn't much. It was just like a stipend to cover lunch and things. Um, but with that $50, it did cover my trip down to the city, and I would volunteer because you could choose which shows to volunteer, and you'd either get them or not, depending on how they work the schedule. But I usually would ask to volunteer to run shows that I was going to audition for anyway. And so I'd run the whole audition and then just go in at the very end as like the last person going to audition. So, I wouldn't take anybody else's time or any of that. That was like something we could do as in our volunteer position. So when I saw that Debbie Allen was doing a musical, I was like, oh, I am definitely auditioning for this. So I ran the dance call, and I was running the dance call. Actually, I ran two or three of the calls. I think I ran the singer call the day before. Um, and I was running the dance call, and one of the casting directors was somebody that I had danced for before. You know, the casting directors, I forget who it was for that one, but you know, they know you from other auditions you've done. And so they were telling her that I dance. And she's like, I hear you're a dancer. Are you going to be dancing for me today? And I was like, you know, I am. I'll be in the last group. And so, like, she got to see my personality while I was running the audition, you know, because I was bringing headshots in and bringing the groups in and making announcements and things. So, and I'm pretty good at keeping things running smoothly and things like that. So she appreciated that. And then I went in and danced, and she was, I guess she, in somebody's words, she was like, she fell in love with you when you came in and danced. And I was like, well, it's because she taught me how to dance. So, of course, you know, she was, she was the one. But, yeah, so after that, I sang, or did I sing that day? No, we didn't sing that day. There were too many people dancing. I got called back to sing. I sang. They gave me sides for that role that I played, and I read. And she was like, "Oh my God, you can do it all. I love you." And I booked it, and it was shocking and amazing, and all the things. So yeah, it was cool. And then to be able to tell her that story, you know, tell her that I learned by watching Fame. I would videotape it, learn the choreography, make my mom give me notes. And I was like, so basically, I learned to dance from you. And she's like, you didn't learn from me. You've always had it in you. You always knew how to dance. It's part of you. Like, she was just saying it was natural for me. It was like amazing to hear that. Stevie Wonder is a legend. You don't even understand. Legends left and right that I got to work with. All right, now it's time to bring out the big guns. By big guns, I mean paper towel. So we can put a palette. We need Mr. Chompers. We're going to go freehand on this because I don't know. I couldn't find any stamps that were going to work. So, Chompies, where are we going to put you? Yeah, so I think I need to get that Demon Hunters Barbie set that's coming out because what? Why? Why would you give me a Demon Hunter Barbie? Why did you do that? Available for pre-order November 12th. I don't think will I have get paid by November 12th? I hope so. Let's hope. Look how pretty that is already. Can we just stop it here because anything I do now is going to ruin it. I should put on some top coat though. Just so I have a nice hard base to bake. Maybe not. We'll leave it for now. Because I can't find my top coat. Let's find it. Boop, 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 doo. All right, where's the music go? We are back by demand. Where is the music? Well, you want to hear my song? Do I have my song in here?
Just ask him what's coming to me. You hear that?
That's me.
You better listen, boy. Remember every word I say. You'll never fit into our world. You'll never be okay. You'll always be the one nobody wants to be true. Your existence is disgusting. There is no excuse. Every man will be ashamed to let you claim his race. Two sinners have created such a human disgrace.
We're like being really mean. We were so mean.
So, Twiz, remind Pa let you show now birthday. And tell him you won't
Anyway, we had fun during the show. This is the, Food Glorious Food. This is this version of Food Glorious Food called Meat on the Bones. They talk about eating all the food. Little kids. You want a hot dog, right? You know the big dance numbers coming with the kids with sticks. I wish there was a video of this. I'm sure there is. We have kids in the show. You know somebody got a video of something. All right. So for this black Marley floor, it's kind of like really dark, dark, dark gray, right? So I'm thinking of mixing this gray called the Gray Agenda from ZXY Polish, which changed its name. I don't remember what it is now. And mix it with a little bit of black. See what happens. I gotta wait for this to dry though. So I guess I'm gonna kind of like draw a line, go it this way. And then this way with the blue, so we get the mirror effect. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. We're going to figure it out. Yes, dark gray. Yep, it looks dark gray, doesn't it? Yeah. Because I've worked with those Marley floors before, and they're not black. They're just dark gray. So I thought this gray and the black mixed, like this gray, and then add a little touch of black just to get it that dark, dark gray. I think that would be awesome. Oh, is that, why is that? Where's a fun song? Ooh, the ghost song. That was a good one. There was this whole ghost number in the show that was a dance number. It was sick. I was like, oh, this choreography needs to be seen everywhere. So good. One of the guys in the ensemble, his name was Ricky McKenney. He could do like he was so long and tall, and he could just like contort his bodies in ways that was it was it was disturbing when these ghosts came out. It was such a good number. All right, let me see if I can bring up that so I can see what I'm doing. Hello, Melissa P. P. She is Melissa P. Fame. That's the theme song for Everybody Today. Go, 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 go. All right, now let's see if we can mix that in. Maybe. Can I get some little... Is there any black in here? There might not be any in there. Hold on. It's gonna dry. Uh, uh, Isn't the music good? The show was so good. I wish it had moved to Broadway so I can have fun to my Broadway debut. Look at that beautiful dark gray we just made. It looks like a Marley floor. Doing okay? How are you? Yeah. Yeah, this is the weekend, right? What is it, Saturday? I know nothing. Alright, so here's the thing. I think I'm going to need a bigger brush. Tomorrow, I am getting to go to the symphony again. My friend, Julie, who is in the symphony, they're doing Beethoven. I don't know what they're doing. Let me lower her a little bit. A big gospel number coming. So she is doing, okay, so you know the wake up song, the classical wake up song. I think it's Beethoven. That wake up thing. Well, they're doing that piece, and she is usually the, her contract player position is second flute piccolo. She plays piccolo, so whenever there's piccolo solos, that's all her and all that stuff. But Alicia, who is first chair, who's first flute, can't play this concert. So Julie is playing first, and they're hiring a second. And I think she's also playing piccolo. Like, they're combining parts, so she's doing like everything basically. And so that's this weekend. She's super nervous about it because there's some hard passages in the Beethoven, I guess, that she has to play. And she's like, I actually have to practice this week. And I was like, what? Because she never practices for any concerts because she's that good. Like, they have orchestra rehearsal, and that's when she practices. She'll go play, sight read, but I think she's played most of these pieces before. But it's just incredible the way she just kind of like can play anything, and then she's like, I actually have to practice. I'm playing first. And I was like, all right. So she is doing a concert tomorrow. I'm gonna go see. That'll be fun. Get out of the house. Oh my god, this show was hard to sing. I will tell you that much too. We were screaming. There's so many gospel numbers, and our musical director, James Sampliner, oh, he's so brilliant. He got us skrelting. She's like, he would say things like, okay, when you're singing, I need your tongue out wagging. He's like, if your tongue is not out and you ain't singing, you ain't doing the song right. And he made us sing our faces off, and it was brilliant. All right, we need to make a little more. We need to clean up. Oh, I don't have anything set up. This is awful. I'm horrible. Flute and piccolo during the same performance. Yeah, I mean, well, she usually does, second flute and piccolo, which is usually the doubling part. And sometimes they'll need a third flute. So they have this guy, Jeremy, that comes in. But the contract players are first, principal flute, which is Alicia, and then second flute, piccolo, which is Julie. But yeah, so she's always switching. But for this one, they like cut and paste. So she's playing all the flute solos and all the piccolo solos. So that's where it's a little crazy for her. but she can do it. She's brilliant. Meow. All right. Come on, Marley Floor. You got this. Where did my gray go? This show was fun. There is so you know how in the show Oliver there's like this older rich guy that kind of adopts him for a little bit. Mr. What's his name? Mr. Well, not Mr. I can't remember. Mr. Somebody. Mr. Brum, I don't know, Bummel or whatever. So in this version, there is that character, but there's also another character who is Oliver Twist, the Twist character's mother, you know, the one that died in the beginning at the orphanage when the door fell through the stage. Anyway, she was the white woman, and she had a brother. He plays the bad guy in the show. So this brother has heard that his sister had a son who is now the heir to the money. And, you know, since he's mulatto, he is a shame and a sin. Um, so he basically wants to find Oliver and kill him. And that's who ended up getting with a fight with the Nancy character and ends up killing her was that character. Um, that's got to have a little more black in it. But yeah, so that character is in it. He's a bad guy. We don't like him. Another tap number. There was like so many good tap numbers in the show too. I'm telling you, this show would have like it would have been really good on Broadway. Like just imagine a new retelling of Oliver set in New Orleans in the 20s with jazz, underground booze. They're selling underground booze instead of pickpocketing. Like it was so good. Oh, such a sad end. Oh, and then what I didn't end up saying what happened. Oh, Brownlow, that was it. Mr. Drummond. No, Mr. Drummond is what's his face? Different strokes. But yeah, Brownlow, that was him. But why isn't this coming off? Anyway, so the show, like I said, we were doing, you know, you would think after doing Atlanta and then doing Pasadena, all these people, all these stars are seeing the show. So we were all like, we are going to Broadway. We're going to be a Broadway by the end of the year, you know, because that's where it all seemed to be heading to, right? Didn't happen. I did notice, though, the next year, Miss Allen was a reoccurring character on Grey's Anatomy and directing quite often. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I think Grey's Anatomy. Where did that other black? Oh no! Ugh, I can't find the other black pop. Oh, there it is. Because this one doesn't have any. So yeah, she ended up doing the Grey's Anatomy thing, and I'm not sure if is what ended up being the end of Twist, like her being booked on that, and you know shifting her attention to that whole thing, or if it was just the show wasn't picked up by enough producers or something. I don't know the whole rigmarole, but it was amazing to be a part of it. It was amazing to go through learn about all those changes, work with so many cool people, and yeah. So overall, it was an amazing experience. Not my Broadway debut, unfortunately, but it happens. I got to work with my icon, my dance teacher from childhood. I mean, you can't beat that. All right, let's see if we can get this pinky done. All right. That's looking pretty good. That's looking really good. Did I go high enough on the nail though? I don't think I did. I think I need to go higher up. Because this is the part of the Marley that's actually in the mirror. So it has to go pretty far back. And then I'm going to put the blue line going across as if it's like the border, right? You see what my brain is going? Sing it, Olivia. So when we did the show in Atlanta, the girl that played the Nancy part, her name was Olivia, and she ended up understudying it when Tamira took over. But this recording is from the Atlanta production, so it is Olivia, and she was amazing. All right, are we getting there? That looks pretty good. That's looking pretty good. All right, let's get the yellow side. Is this dry already? No, don't be dry. Don't be dry, don't be dry. Let me finish this nail so I don't have to mix anymore. No. Matthew was good. He played the bad guy that, the bad, but he was good. Be quick. That looks pretty good. I'm liking it. It's looking like the corner of a room, right? So far, so good. Yeah. The kid who played the Dodger character in this show, his name, what was his name? He's kind of like, how like obviously we're all on Facebook. We've been following each other since they were kids, and you see them growing up, and now he's like he's released some music and like has CDs and music out, and like all his CDs covers, he's like half naked, like he's like like a in his 20s now, so he's like, all like fit and like Josh Levi, I think his name was. And I'm like, he's like trying to look like a pop star idol or something, and it's crazy because he was just a little kid. Now he's old. All right, that's looking good. I'm gonna let that dry for a second because I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Maybe I'll do the brown. I was gonna do. Do I have that out? Did I bring it? No. Yeah. I was gonna do. Wait, where's that picture? But be quick. All right. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, I need that other chinachino. My other crack polish. Where did you go? Too dark. Too dark. I thought I brought that one out too. Hold on. Hold on. Where is the other one? There it is. It's not crack. I'm gonna use this one from Colores de Caro. We're gonna use the Chinchino Kiss for the wooden bar that she's holding on to in the picture. See that? And that little bar there? Yeah. Alright, so how does that go though? That kind of goes straight across, doesn't it? I don't think this is working, y'all. I think I made the floor a little too. Wait, no. Did I? Her legs are gonna. Oh, that might be a little too high up. Hmm. Should probably do the blue first to see where I'm actually going to be doing any of this stuff. Slightly aligned with the floor. They would be parallel, right? But I'm just thinking I may have gone a little too high with the floor because now I'm picturing the rest of her body and like her head's gonna be up here. She's gonna be short. She's gonna be short today. But I'm thinking if I do the blue, that blue stripe going, then I'll have a better idea of where I'm supposed to do things. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. See, this is when I need Linry to do the nail art so I can watch her do it so I can be like, oh, that's what I have to do? Got it. Because I can't figure it out on my own. My brain does not do that art stuff. You better sing. You don't have anything left, do you? But I'm trying, and that's what matters. Michelle, you are right. And I'm learning. I learn as I go. From mistakes comes lack of mistakes. See, that's the thing. I'm like looking at it this way, and I'm like, okay, so this is gonna go like this, and then I go like here, and I'm like, wait, it's it's not lined up anymore. I, I can't figure it out. So I guess I have to do it this way, but that's not the angle I want to go. Because I'm gonna do that along here. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's the character's name, Boston, the bad guy. His name's Boston. I couldn't remember his name. All right, I need another brush. Brush. This music was so good, y'all. Sing, Matthew. No, because part of the floor is in the reflection, right? So the floor comes up higher than you'd think. Yes, you think you'd be up to her. I know. That's why I was like thinking. I was looking at the thing, and I'm seeing like the wall between her legs is like midway up her legs. So like her crotch is gonna be there, which makes her head up there. That's why I said she's gonna be real tiny. Don't forget the floorboards. There's no floorboard. Oh wait, you're talking about that blue line? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to navigate right now. That blue kind of line that's under the mirror, that floorboard there. That is going right around here. But that's what I'm trying to navigate, and that's when I'm like, okay, that goes there, and then I flip and I'm like, whoa, that's backwards. It's all wrong. Why are you wrong? All right, let's. I don't know if I is it dry enough? How do I? I don't know if that's dry enough yet. Well, we'll find out. All right, here we go. Okay. Now it does go all the way from there, but I don't think I'm gonna get all the way over there. So let's start it here. Oh God, why? Why is nail art so insanely difficult? You know why? Because it's so tiny. It's like the tiniest little thing ever. Okay, wait. Okay, we're right there. We're right there. Okay. Okay. Hey, that looks pretty good. Hold on. Did I do something right? Am I close? Oh. Oh. See, here is my problem that I usually have. Something will look good, and I'll be like, ooh, let me just make it perfect. And then I'll screw it all up. All right. Now, if I lower my index finger just a touch, I think we'll have something. Actually, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Thank you, Michelle. We're getting there. All right. Oh, I might have gone too high with that one because that has to start here, right? Okay, almost there. Oh, too thick. Oh gosh. Do floorboards get thicker as they go further back? Because this one does. Oh, 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 so very close. We're just going to pretend the pinky is fully the floor and there's no mirror there, right? Y'all go with me with that, right? All on. We're all in this together. We are painting our nails with floorboards in the mirror. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I kind of want to give up there. Like, be like, yay, we're done. Nail art's beautiful. I wish I had a stamp of a dancer dancing like that, because then I could just do that with a stamping plate. You know, it'd be much easier than trying to actually draw it. Ugh. But look at that. Come on. That original photo shoot, that's really cool. But now, okay, now that you have these two pictures side by side, why is there no reflection of the doll in that mirror? Why? Where is the doll? Do a stick figure. That's what it's going to end up being, really. But so far, I think it's looking pretty good. Now, should I do the little black lines of the mirror? Am I going to attempt to be that brave to do like lines coming straight down of a mirror? I don't know. I feel like that has to be part of it, huh? Creepy, creepy that there's no reflection, right? I mean, I was trying to justify it too. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, well, maybe the reflection, the angle, it would just wouldn't be. And I was like, no, her hand's right there. You would see at least her hand. So obviously, that's not a mirror. It's like painted to look like a mirror. That's why I'm confused. Soy very confused. All right, I'm gonna try to do these mirror lines. I don't know why. Something's just telling me to like do the mirror lines to the floorboard. Y'all, why am I stupid? It's not a mirror, it's a prop. Damn them. I know, how are they gonna fool somebody like that? But that's why we're doing the Barbie image as the inspiration and not the photo shoot, because for me to draw a mirrored image on my nail would be another challenge that I am not, no way, willing to take. Y'all making me laugh. Why am I trying to do mirror lines? This is the stupidest thing right now that I'm going to attempt. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to make the lines that thin. Not in my world. Alright, I'm going to think I'm going to have to take off the glasses for this so I can get all up in that biz. Alright, here we go. Guess I'll start at the top, see what happens. Straight lines are hard. Does it have to be straight? Because that's not happening. Meow. More on the brush, please. There we go. There we go. Okay. No. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. See, I told you, I always start doing well, but then I go and ruin it. Too thick. Meow. Okay, wait. We can fix this. Right? Or pretend. We'll just do like that. The bootleg version. Just kind of scoop it out of there. Meow. I'm a professional at messing up mess ups. Don't you fret. You'll be ruined again shortly. Yeah. Perfect. Clean the brush. Okay. You go away. Alright. Try that again. A gentle line. It's like a feather barely touching the canvas. There we go. That's better. Alright, okay. Get some more on there. A couple more lines. See what happens. Clean the brush in between. Make it nice and clean. And do more mirror lines. Meow, 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 meow. That was a good one. And that was a good one. Yeah. Couple more, maybe one more. Hold on. That looks pretty good. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Think I'm happy with it. You can see the one over there. That one's over there. Maybe one more. One more. One more line. Okay, clean the brush. All right. Whew. It's like holding your breath. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Got some mirrors, got some lines. There's no mirror over there because that's a real room. Just want to fix that one. Why are you being that one middle one there? It wants to be difficult. Oh, bumpy, bumpy, lumpy. I don't want that. No bumpy lumpies. There you go. All right, that's better. That's better. All right. Okay. All right. What's next? Gotta keep moving. We got this. All right. Do we try doing the bar next? Maybe we should go to the bar next more than anything. Go to the bar. Get a little cocktail. Speaking of, I should probably have a little sip of Diet Coke. Parched. So yeah, what else can I tell you about Twist? We did so many other cool things on Twist too, because we were in Atlanta. So Atlanta has the Coca-Cola company, and y'all know I love my Diet Coke. So we did go to the Coca-Cola company. We got the tour, and we got to go to that place at the end that has all the sodas from like every country. And we had the disgusting one that you have to have when you go there. It's so gross. I forget what it's called. The Belvedere, I think it's called. Oh, it was so nasty. Nice. Just did a little cleanup while it's doing a little cleanup while we're drying. Ooh, and when I was in Pasadena, I went to this place called Skippy's, with this dive bar, and they had this burger called the Skippy Burger, which was a peanut butter burger, and it was so good. So it was like peanut butter on a burger. So instead of like ketchup and cheese and onions, you just get peanut butter as a topping, and it was so good. All right, are we ready for the next step? I don't think I am, but I'm certainly going to try. We are certainly going to try. Let's try to do the bar. I think that should be next up on the thing. Where's my photo? Photo, please. Okay, picture. Not that picture. Nope, not that picture. Where's the other picture? There it is. All right. So that bar thing is straight across and it's over there. All right. Straight across. So it's going to go right across there and there. Okay. This poor kid trying to learn how to sing. He was like 10 years old. He had to sing like 15 songs in this show. But hey, he got to have lunch with Denzel. He's got to be in his 20s now too. That's crazy. These children growing up. Why? All right, bar. I think I'm gonna start over here. All right. This was a big number in Act Two. Just singing our faces off. I told you, y'all, we were singing. Did y'all hear that? I didn't even remember she sang that. Hold on. Who was that? It must have been Shauna because she was crazy. How do I get to the. No. I don't even remember my harmony on this. Told y'all we were singing. That was me. Sing. She was like skrelted. I forgot she did that. That's funny. I guess I was busy screaming my own high notes. It was a pretty good show, y'all. Y'all missed out. The Broadway world missed out on such a fun show. We did it. Yes. Oh, that bar. It's coming out good, right? That looks pretty good. Oh, no, let's go get a drink bar. Yes, right? I don't know. I'm actually not really a drinker anymore. Every once in a while, a nice pina colada or a strawberry daiquiri with sugar, not salt. I'm all for that. Some kind of fruity drink once in a blue moon. But that's looking pretty good. That's looking like a dance room, I think. I don't. I feel like I should only do one figure of her in the middle. I don't know if I should attempt more. What was the name of the show? The show was called Twist. Like Oliver Twist. I'll show you some promo photos. Now, I forgot how I found all those pictures, y'all. Oh, I guess I did it in 2010 and 2011, not 11 and 12. Oops. You better sing. All right, so here's some pictures from the show. Let's see, wait. All right, so that's like the bad guy, Boston, with his little pickpocketing kids dancing behind him. Then this is that ghost number. Oh, it was sick. There was somebody flying too. I forgot about him. Oh, it was so cool. Ghost number. Oh, and then they did like this flashback number that had Al Jolson, the father. This was the kid's father, and that's what's her face? You know who that is? Josephine Baker. And that's actually Debbie Allen's daughter, Vivian. And this is Jared Grimes. He was in, what was he in recently? Funny Girl, I think. Jared Grimes. I think did he get up for a Tony Award? He might have been nominated. He's freaking incredible. And there's Boston, the bad guy with all his pickpocket kids. And there's me dancing with the kids, my little solo. And there's Twist with Tamira, Della. Yeah, it's called Twist. I don't know if there's anything about it online other than like, that we did it in those two places, Alliance Theater and Pasadena Playhouse 2010-11. That was, Della performing in her nightclub. Twist. Oh, this is that Meat on the Bones, the orphanage. That was my orphanage. Give thanks for this family. Meat on the bones. Kids. Told you it was all about the kids. Sold out, Pasadena. What? There's our cast list. It was a big cast. Oh, and then we're at the celebrity pictures. Adam. But where are the other pictures? There's some other ones too. Here's the full company. The set was gorgeous too. Look at that. Doesn't that look like New Orleans? Like the details? And it was all metal too. It was all real metal. We could climb up on it and everything. It was intense. So these pictures, I think, are these from? No, these are still from. So there's Miss Tamira doing her Shake It number at the club. Dance, Tamira. And that was her on the bridge right before she died, but then we changed the ending so she didn't die. Oh, here are some of the promo pictures. That was kind of a cool picture. That was a live during. That was the opening number with the father vaudeville act. And that was our logo. There should be other pictures too. But that's what gives you a pretty good idea about the show. Oh, look at my wig. I had such a fierce wig for that. It was under the top hat, so nobody saw it, but it was like fierce. It was tight, that wig. Yes. Oh, do y'all know? Oh, I can't remember her name. She was so good. We saw her. She was performing at the Viper Room, I think. And this is Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars. He was playing that night too. I didn't know he was a musician at the time. Ugh. Ooh, the little kid. You know, they try. They're young. All right. Now, what are we going to do next? Are we going to attempt to do her? Because I think we've got everything in there now except her, and I'm scared. I think I'm going to start with her head and go down from there because then if her feet are under the thing, like down here, then that's okay because they're just not in the picture, right? So I think we're going to start with her head. Oh, okay, Miss Allen. I got here. I was going to use. This is actually a new shade coming out from Colores de Carol on the 14th. So coming up this Friday as part of their Soft Focus collection. And it's called Comfort Bone. And I thought this was a nice skin tone color. We're gonna try that for the skin tone. Um, yeah. I feel like yeah. All right. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna find out. Really cool pictures. Thank you, big cast. It was huge. It was huge. There was like 30 kids alone because there was all the pickpocket kids, which was like 8 or 10 of them, and then there was like the 5 or 6 ballet girls that they had in there that weren't the pickpocket kids, and then there was like a bunch of other little kids too. There's just like thousands of kids. All right, where am I gonna put her? I feel like I want to put her here. Maybe there. I feel like this is better. Well, yeah, we're gonna go right in the middle. Okay, this is where things go really bad usually for me. She's also not gonna have like eyes or like facial features. It's just gonna be like the silhouette, kinda. All right, we got a head. All right, eyes are gonna have to come off for this. She said they're setting up the Mardi Gras number. In case you couldn't tell. All right, I got her arm holding the bar. Okay, And what's her other arm doing? Anybody? Anybody? Ugh, where's her other arm? Oh, it's going straight up. Okay. And the sleeve is there. So, okay. Ooh. Okay. And then she got the over the shoulder, so it's off the shoulder up here. So got a little clavage. All right. Okay. Whew. We're getting there. Y'all, people are hard. People are hard to draw. All right. Now I got to do her top, which is going to be pink. So I'm going to use this pink as a base, but then I wanted to go over it with this because I thought this would be like fuzzy, like the top, because the top is kind of fuzzy pink. See, it's got like sparkles and stuff in it. So I think that topper with the reflective glitter is going to be like really cute. But for the actual base part of it, I'm going to use a solid color so I can get the best I can with drawing on it, I guess. And this is the Wicked ever effervescence. Oh gosh. Why? I can't. Oh gosh. I should have pre-opened these. Why? Why do you hate me? Oh, there we go. That was easier than I expected. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Okay, so it's the waist and the sleeve. So that's like all this. This is a good song too. This was like the banger. You better sing, Olivia. Could you? And Tamira Gray, when she sang this song, forget it. Like every night, you just stopped and was like, "Wait, hold on, we gotta listen." Cute. All right, look at that. That top looks good. I'm gonna go for the gold belt now. She might need a little. Wait, she might need a little bit more. Hold on, just a touch, a little bit deeper. Reach for the sky. Reach for the sky. And don't look back. Sing. Oh, this was such a good song, y'all. Oh, I want to do this show again. I wish it was like around. I wish it was real. I don't think it ever was published or anything. Like, it's not for rent. It's just gonna be forever. I'm glad I have my script. I got my script. I score. I got my recording, my little live recording. Got my memories. Buddy, hi, baby boy. All right, we're getting there. Look at her. That's looking pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. I'm getting excited. Y'all, I'm getting like a little better at nail art like every time. It's like what they say, the practice makes like gooder. Sing. And don't look back. There is a buddy kitty at my feet. What are you doing? I hope you're not going to try to jump up here because that would not. He likes to try jump. He is going to try to jump up here any minute. He likes to do it at the most inopportune moments. He gives me no warning. He doesn't ask permission. He just jumps. I get scared. I scream. He claws. It's sad. You better sing, Olivia. All right, Belt. All right. That's a belt. I feel like she needs to be a little wider. Hello, little kitty. Are you going to try to jump up here? I would like that not to be a thing, but there you are. You're coming up here. You're going to figure it out, aren't you? What are you doing? He's in these little cubbyhole boxes right next to me, but I'm nervous. I feel like he's going to jump on me any second. You're knocking things down, kitty. Hi, baby boy. You're just gonna sit there and knock things down, squinting at the light because it's too bright for you because you just woke up. He looks really funny. All right, we got gold earrings that we gotta get on there. Hold on. Okay. Oh, what? Eh. Where is my pink? Toss, toss. Oh, have y'all seen the Wicked special? Is that like, where is that? I can't find, I don't know where to find. I guess I haven't really looked. But I keep seeing clips from that Wicked special and I want to see it, but I don't know it, where it is. All right. Let's do her hair because that's getting on my nerves. That she has no hair. I love hair because I don't have any. Hi, kitty. How are you getting up here right now? Oh, you're determined, so come here. All right, look, it's a buddy kitty wanting to make an appearance. Okay, you want to go up here? Fine. But where are you going to go? There's nowhere for you to go. You're just going to get fur all over. Here, I'll move this. Go to that bed over there. Go. Go. All right. This is coming out pretty good. Let's get her hair. Oh, yeah. This guy killed the father, too. That's right. When he found out his sister was pregnant, he saw them canoodling, kills the father. They actually drag him away and do really bad things off stage when the mother runs off to the orphanage with Twist. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. The Okay, so his father, Twist's father, he was a vaudeville tap dancer guy, right, Jared? He had a duo act with Boston, the bad guy that runs this orphanage. I forgot that he knows the kid's father. And they figured that all out. Oh, yeah. It was a good story, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all, look how cute that is. That is coming out so good. It is coming out so good. So good. Purple pants. Purple pants. Do you see it? Do you see her? Melissa, you're so impressed. I'm so impressed. You thought it was a kitten. That's a big. He has gotten very big. That's the thing. When I got him, I they said he was 3 or 4 years old, and the way he's grown, I'm like he was still a kitten. He must have been like just a year or just like in between, almost a year, because he's huge. You see her, right? She looks good. She's looking good. I feel like I gotta adjust that little. No, that looks good. I'm loving this so far. It's coming out so good. All right, we got to do her legs. This is where things are going to get scary because this is what's going to make or break it, right? Ugh, I need my face. Okay, she is in a lunge. She got fringe. She got white shoes. All right, but let's do the legs. Purple. This is purple, right? I'm gonna have to wait for an answer because I'm like 90% this is purple, but if it's blue, then that would make sense. Yes. Okay, good. All right, pants, fringy pants. How am I gonna do the fringe? That's gonna make it look all like big. I'm not gonna worry about the fringe. All right. So that leg's out. I better make sure she's turned out too, because if I give her pigeon toes, she'd kill me. See, Della dies. That was not the ending people wanted. But I thought it was a pretty good. I thought it was a good ending when she died because why does everyone who loved me have to die? What ends up happening is he ends up with both Prudhomme, the rich guy, Mr. Brownlow version, and the kids. They all come to his side, but and since now the bad guy found out that Twist is his best friend's son, he ends up changing his heart and having a change of heart and wanting to take care of him. Even though he was about to sell him to the sister's brother to kill him. I'm telling you, it was a crazy story, y'all. Heartfelt. And we got the angle here. Okay, my arm is not able to twist in the way I need it to right now. Kitty hair. A square. It's a good show, y'all. Listen to that applause. Poor Twist. Never happened. All right, she's not gonna have no shoes. Mm-mm-mm. We did it. Look at her. Oh, am I? What's going on? Why are you so choppy? Do you see her? Do you see her in the thing? She's there. No, don't give her pigeon toe. No, I didn't give her no pigeon toes. Her feet aren't in the picture, thankfully. But that looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to give her a little bit of fringy fringe. I don't know how. I'm just gonna see how that goes. Ooh, and I gotta make the pink sparkly top sparklier. All right, French. Do, 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 do. I'm just very lightly pulling out just a little bit of that fringe. Spider-Man. That looks pretty cute. Okay, clean. All right. I think that looks pretty dang good. What do y'all think? You did such a good job. Hooray. Thank you. All right, let's go to this picture. Yeah, since that's the pose we're kind of doing. Where's my hand? There it is. Since that's kind of the pose we did, go to that picture. Maybe I'll try to draw the director's chair on that last pinky just so that there's. Yeah. All right, but let us get a little sparkle darkle here. I don't know what sparkle darkle means, but it's a new word. I guess we're listening to Act 2 again. You'll be proud of me. You'll know who I am someday. And it's gonna be great. You'll meet one day. One day you'll see. You'll be proud of me. You'll know who I am one day. Yeah, that sparkly top is perfect. Oh yeah, I understudied this character. I'm like, why do I know this line? Because I had to learn it. All right, perfect. All right, I want to try to do that director's chair. That will be cute. Try adding the chair. I'm gonna do it. There it is. All right, so we got two X's, a little line down there. I don't know what the heck's gonna happen, y'all. This is, who knows. One day, ooh, bring you me. One day. That chord that we just sang reminded me of Fame, the TV show. It was something about it that always reminded me of that hot lunch number. All right, director's chair. I think Linry would be proud of the work I'm doing today on this because I'm doing a lot of straight line work and it's actually coming out not as well. I shouldn't say anything now, but it's not coming out as bad as it usually does. Okay, there are so many rectangles and things, shapes on this chair. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm so confused. It's gonna be like a basic chair. Like me. With you. My knees. All right. Now how I got the basic shape, but how do I get the that 3D effect? That's where things are gonna get all. This is what I don't know about art. Does it go further? Okay, yeah. So it goes further back here. Like me, my knees. All right. Hey, that didn't come out too bad. It kind of looked like what I was going for. Hey, my picture went away. You gotta stay there. I need you. I need you, picture. I need you. Oh, gosh. time. And now and cry. I think I did it. Does that look like a chair to you? I kind of don't want to mess with it anymore because it kind of looks like a director's chair to me, so I don't want to screw with it anymore. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty good. Do you see it? Do you see the chair? I think I did it. I think that looks pretty good for not knowing a damn thing about art. All right, y'all. Only one step left is the top coat, but I need to let this dry a little bit because I'm nervous. All right, we can do some top coats, but I feel like I want to do something on here. I want to add. Let's add. You know what? Since you're talking about it, Michelle, did you like this topper that I showed you earlier? Where'd it go? Hello? Where did you go? Did I put it out here? Hello? Oh, there. Did you like this topper, Michelle? Because I'm going to put it on over this. I think that would be really pretty. Just to have something going on over here. I was thinking about doing the Fame logo, but no. Y'all know I need my sparkle in my life. Oh, this is gorgeous. This one was called Fallen Leaves. Ooh. Yes. Yes, hell yes. Yeah, it's gorgeous. The topper from Crack. You should. Yeah, this one. Fallen Leaves. Look how pretty. Love it. Gorgeous. All right. Look at her. She came out so good. Trying to get the glare out. That came out good. Maybe a little. I feel like a little. The belt needs to be a little thicker. The gold. We need more gold, more sparkle. Don't you think? I think. Because that belt is predominant. She is 80s belt. She needs to be thick. Does also extend out just a little bit past her waist, right? Yeah. Definitely. She definitely needed a little bit more gold. More gold. You know, I think Miss Allen would be kind of a little bit scared, but proud of this artwork for my skill level. I love it. I think you know it's her. You know it. You can tell it's her, right? You can tell it's that picture in the doll. This is probably one of the best nail arts I've done, like freestyle. Kind of proud of it, not gonna lie. The studio looks so good. Debbie looks great. Thank you, Michelle. It's so it's perfect. Thank you. Yeah. This is definitely pretty good. Like, there's pride in this. There's definite pride. All right, we got a top coat, but I'm scared of that top coat. Go away. No. I just bumped my thumb and not anything else. Top coat. Oh, I need top coat. I need new good top coat. Wait, there's crack top coat. Where's the crack top coat? I love the crack top coat. That's the matte. There it is. Yes, quick dry top coats. Oh, that's what the cat did. She knocked everything out of there, or he did. He is so cute and sleeping right now. It's adorable. Y'all want to see what he looks like right now? That cat that just attacked me. Tonight. Yeah. Here's Buddy right now. This is what I'm looking at. He crawled on me just to crawl up there to go to sleep. That big old kitty passed out. Just done. Where did that thing go? I accidentally bumped my thumb, so I want to just do a little zhuzh. Just scraped it all off up there. And if we. All right. Top coat float. It's called a top coat float. All right. I think my pointer and middle finger should be good. Oh, shoot. That was a lot more than I expected to be on the brush. Ooh, yes. Look at you, all slick and mirrory. So just while we're chit-chatting, since it's been over 3 hours, next Wednesday, I should be getting some fun stuff from Glitter Unique this week. So next week we're gonna have a Whip It Up Wednesday. I don't know what we're gonna create, but we'll create something. Yeah, next Wednesday, Whip It Up Wednesday, and then I've got some other live swatches. Like I told you, that Colores de Carol new collection is coming out, which also includes, and this will be fun. We'll play with it next week or at some point because it's coming out the 14th. So maybe on the 14th, on release day next Friday, we'll do a live swatching of the new collection, and they are going to be releasing a peel off base coat. There's this clear peel and go, peely base, and then this one, what's that say? Gluey, which has a little bit of latex in there. And I'm actually wearing that right now under this manicure because I wanted to try it out to see how it goes. So yeah, these two are coming out. So we'll look at those. We'll look at the new collection that is this beautiful set of browns and gorgeousness. And they also have another top or two that is pretty gorgeous. But we'll look at that on the 14th. On release day. From Colores de Carol. All right. Let me do this. Ooh, that top coat made this nail sparkle. Y'all can't see the beauty as you can see these flakies in person. Let me tell you, it's so pretty and glittery. All right, Miss Allen, are you ready to be floated? Floated and top coated? Yes. All right. So far, so good. Chair. Y'all, did you see the latest Drag Race UK? It was the Snatch Game episode this past week recently, and oh my god, one of the queens did Chair. So he came out dressed as Cher, but had this thing that made him look like a chair, and all the jokes were chair, Cher. Oh, it was hysterical. It was brilliant. If you Look up Drag Race UK Snatch Game chair. I'm sure they'll show that'll be around. It was hysterical. Okay, but let's look at the manicure. Look at the what do you? Oh my God, top coat does make everything look so good. Come on. The only thing I wish is, I mean, if it could be just a little bit smaller so I could have fit the white shoes in there. That's the only thing I'm sad about, really. But like, that came out so good. That director chair, come on. The Marley floor color. Okay, the mirror, straight line, black lines on the mirror, not so great. We're working on it, but that bar looks pretty good, and I think she looks pretty good too. Great job, so good. Thank you so much. Oh, this was fun. This was so fun. I hope we paid tribute to the icon, Miss Allen. Well deserved Barbie doll. Where is she? I mean, look at her. She got the fringe, the white shoes. I think the pink sparkle came out really good too. Love it. It's so good. All right, y'all. That's going to be the stream for today. We did it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. If it was smaller, it might have been lost in translation. True. Do you think it's perfect? Thank you. This is a really proud Manny. Like, I would even be like, I almost want to go to Linry and be like, look what I did, Linry. Look what I did. This is like inspired by your brilliance of convincing people to continue to practice and keep going. Because this is what you get when you practice and keep going. Yay. All right. So hopefully I will see y'all next Wednesday. That's going to be coming up real soon. Until then, I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for joining me for this tribute to Debbie, Miss Allen. It was so much fun telling you all about Twist and the amazing time I got to have working with her. I know I did a lot of talking, but it was so good. I'm going to try to take a lot of pictures, yes. And I will try to post because it came out so good. All right. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully, I'll see you at the next stream. Have a good one. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all those things. If you made it this far in the video or watching the VOD, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me, everyone who joined me on the stream and chit-chatted, even though I did most of the chit-chatting. And yeah, I'll see you Wednesday, and we're going to have a good time. Night, everyone. Bye.